What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Mad Detail. Today we're going to be working on a 2001 Ford Ranger. As you guys can tell, it is super beat from the outside in. It is in really rough shape. Not that dirty on the paintwork, but as we move to the interior, you'll see tons of stains, dog hair, bunch of spills, built up brake dust on the rims and tires, bunch of grease on the engine bay. This thing is totally trashed, and it is a really nice transformation. Just before we get into the video, you already know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, turn your notification bell on so you don't miss out on any future videos, and become a part of this channel. And also, if you guys can, just smash that like button. It really helps with YouTube algorithm and sends this video out to more people. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So to start the wash process here, I'm going to take some gunk and soak down any built up grease and grime that is lodged onto any of the metal surfaces on this engine bay. And I'm just going to let that dwell for a little bit while I go around all the wheel wells and tires and all the rims. And I will revisit it later with some concentrate degreaser and a pressure washer. So revisiting the engine bay with some super clean degreaser, non-diluted, and here I have the negative battery terminal disconnected, and I got the coil covered up with a rubber glove, but there's really no way to make a engine bay cleaning safe if you're using water with it. I mean, it's a dangerous way to clean an engine bay, but when they're so dirty and saturated like this, there's really no other way to get them 100% clean. You can make the top half look very clean with just some brushes and you know, a little bit of water or steam. But if you want it to come out 100% from top to bottom, it will take a pressure washer, and it is a dangerous method, so I don't always recommend this one. So here I'm using some super clean degreaser in my chemical sprayer, diluted about 5:1, and I'm just going to soak down all the body and door jambs to ensure I loosen up some of that built on brake dust and grime and a little bit of moss that kind of built up around some of the trim. And before I hit it with my wash mitt, I want to get it all pressure washed away and loosen up any grime or dirt. So moving on to the interior, and I actually forgot to press the record button when I was pulling these seats out, but this is the aftermath, and as you guys can see, these carpets are in horrible condition, so make sure you stick around for the extraction process because it will be very satisfying. So after getting most of the large debris out of the way with the vacuum, I'm going to go ahead and revisit this with the lily brush and my Tornador Velocity Vac. And basically what this is, it's a way to basically dry extract the carpets and get all the deep embedded dirt and debris out of the carpet, lifted to the surface, and then vacuumed away. And then I'm also going to be using the lily brush along with it to get any deep embedded pet hair that the Tornador might leave behind. In case you guys are wondering why I didn't pull the seatbelts out, I'm kind of working around them, was because I couldn't get the bolts loosened up for the seatbelts. It was kind of rusted out at the bottom, and then the plastics themselves would not come off. So I didn't want to strip out the plastic cover, so I had to work my way around them, which was very annoying because there was a lot of stains and spills beneath them and around them, which took a lot longer. So after getting all the panels clean, I'm going to go ahead and take my chemical sprayer and fill it up with some of my carpet solution. Spray it all down and get all agitated with my drill brush. But here I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually using a Bissell spot extractor. So basically, I've gotten a few requests to try this tool out. And to be honest, it actually does a really good job. I think you can achieve awesome results with this. I was kind of skeptical at first because it's so cheap. It's only like a $150 extractor and the wand is so small, but it is really convenient. I do like because it has a small wand to get into tighter spaces, but it does take a lot longer. And it also doesn't have a heater inside the extractor, so you got to heat your own water. But I would definitely recommend this for any beginner, or if you're just, looking to buy a machine that is just for a weekend warrior, or if you do some detailing, you could definitely use this. As you guys can see, it provided really good results, but I would never put it anywhere near the category of my extractor. A lot of people ask what kind of extractor I use, and that is it's a Thermax. It's a super old brand, but it is all totally souped up. So I have like a 3-stage vacuum and like 150 PSI pump, and it does an amazing job extracting carpets. But you can, as you guys can see in this clip, you can achieve amazing results with this cheap little Bissell extractor. I was a little skeptical at first, but it done an amazing job. Only downfall was I had to refill the water like 2 times and dump the water twice just to do one whole section. So that was the only downfall. But if you guys are interested in trying one, I'll put a link to the description down below. So as you guys can see here, this thing had a ridiculous amount of pink stains or some type of juice or something red spilled on this carpet. So there was literally no way for me to get this stain out. I tried every product and chemical. The only way would be to bleach it and re-dye this carpet, which was not something I agreed to do. So I did my best on getting it. I literally extracted it to the water, was completely clean, but that was the best I can do with that stain. After so long, if you do ever get a red stain or a pink stain or something really colorful on your carpet, especially if it's light color, you need to immediately extract it or clean it up, because it will dye the fiber to the point where you'll think it's something you can clean up, but it won't. It actually permanently dyes the carpet. So this was an old truck with over 200,000 miles, and this carpet was in really bad shape. So getting stains out was very difficult. I went over this carpet multiple times. I had over 16 gallons of dirty water that I spilled from this truck, so you could only imagine how dirty the water was. For more tips and tricks and behind the scenes, you can always give me a follow over on mad_details_206 on the Insta, or you can just click that little card right on top. So here I'm just going to take a microfiber applicator pad along with some 303 aerospace. I'm just going to basically apply it to every surface on this interior since it's probably never been protected, and we'll do a great job of restoring some shine back to this old beat up interior. So here I'm just going to hit all the painted surfaces with a reusable clay bar and some detail spray, and then get it all wiped away with a microfiber towel. And here I'm going to be using some D300 correction compound by Meguiar's along with my Rupes Bigfoot polisher and a heavy cut foam pad. As for the second step, I'm going to be using some Sonax Perfect Finish along with a polishing pad, and here I'm just going to start by getting all the paint polished out and remove any swirls left behind from the compound. So after really looking over this truck, I realized the scrape looked really bad and I already had some black touch-up paint, which just was very time consuming. But I went ahead and took some IPA, which is isopropyl alcohol, and wiped the whole side of this truck and went ahead and got some black touch-up paint and touched this up the best I could. I mean, there was literally no paint on here. It did not come out perfect, but I think it looks a ton better and it's way less noticeable. I mean, before you could see the scrape from like 50 feet away. Now you'd have to get, 2 to 3 feet away to actually see it. So I did think it came out pretty good, but it was very, very time consuming. So here I'm just going to take some Meguiar's Quick Wax along with 2 microfiber towels, and I've gotten a few questions about this. Number one was, why do I always spray wax a vehicle after paint polishing? And that's simply because I like to make sure there are no residues left from any compounds or polishes, and I also like to make sure there isn't any smudges left over from any of the trim shine or 303 aerospace that I apply, and also adds another layer of protection and a little bit of extra gloss and pop to this paint. So I think it does a really good job of making sure everything is nice and clean, no smudges, no streaks. And the reason I use 2 microfiber towels is I basically use one to mop everything away and the second one to polish all the paint. So just about to approach the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this detail. Tons of extracting. Big turnaround on this old beat up Ford Ranger. I think we got it looking pretty nice. But just before you head out, you already know what to do. Make sure and smash that subscribe button. Leave this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed the content, of course. If not, I guess give it a thumbs down or do whatever y'all do. I will see you guys in the next one.